Hi, my name is Arun. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to give full details about the recently JPMC conducted the coding test in recently October 2023. After resume screen process, there is usually a technical test, a coding test. So in this scenario, I got to compare and manipulate two Excel sheets and retrieve the result as expected format. So basically, they are providing two Excel sheets, and I need to compare and do some manipulations against this Excel. Here is the Excel sheet, which is for a SKU sheet, and it has all the SKUs and price list, and the SKU and the price can be repeated. It is just like, so if you select the amount, so you'll have two records or three records or four records, it can be. And the other sheet is item ID sheet. It also has a price and item ID. So in a in a real time database, like counting this group by and comparing the result. So if you select 10 here, so the count of records is 10 here, and if you select in a SKU sheet, it can be a same. So if the records count is same, so you need to return the result as true or false. So have a drop down here. If I selected 10, so I have two records here. And also say different Excel sheet, I have selected the amount is 10 and I got two records. It means I need to compare both the Excel sheet and retrieve the result as true here. If in case the count mismatch against the price, I need to return the result as false. So in this way, I need to make a report. Got 40, 40 also same. Here the 40 is 40 has three records. Here it is two records. So it means the count mismatch. So the for 40, which should written as false after comparing both the after comparing both the sheets, it will return the false against the price. It is just a basic one, but it has a lot of manipulations. But the thing is that it can be done in a simple Excel formula. Also, it can be done. But we look up but the problem is like the sheets is generated at real time, and you need to pick up this real time sheets and compare against it and do the manipulations and then publish the result. So you don't have option at the real time to download the sheets and do manipulations. And also the sheet is generating from the third parties. So in that case, you don't have the formulas and all. So we need to pick up in a real time as a service and then read the Excel sheet and then publish the result. This is the expectation. So I'm going to start the Eclipse now. I'm taking some already existing sample program moment. Just running whether it's ready or not, everything. I created one file and then taking as main class. Publish static void main. Taking file name as string. So already copied those Excel sheet into the resource folder here, and I'm picking up those files. So first I'm taking this first file. First I'm going to read the first file and eventually second file. Creating a method which return the input stream. This to read from resources, but generally this reading mechanism at the real time it may differ. It can be the path of the Unix folders, or the it can be a Hadoop folders in a real time, or is a cloud. It can be a Windows machine, or it can be a Unix machine in a real time. But the reading mechanism path may change. So you need to give the fully qualified path here and dynamic path here. But here it is from my local system, so I'm giving the copying into resource, or else I can do it from a C drive or a local drive. So I'm returning the input stream here. The class loader will do that everything. So I'm loading this file with the class loader and returning to returning input stream. If unable to read or it's null, so I'm throwing the exception. printing the file what I'm reading it, which file I'm reading now. So both Excel sheets. Creating object of this class. So with that object I'm loading it. File name. So basically, for to read uh, Excel sheet and have a three steps process. So XSF workbook and sheet and to return the number of rows, how many we are reading. So for the first step is XSF workbook. Copying input stream here. Oh, there is a problem. Yeah, so it doesn't have the dependency. So it uses a POI. So I'm just copying the dependencies in form.xml. Now I should be able to import all the dependency classes imported. So exception also either try catch or throw the exception. So I just use throw exception, throws exception. Now I'm doing sheet. If the sheet name is there, we can do the sheet name, or it's like sheet at 0. Sheet at 0. Dot sheet. Yep, get sheet 0. Imported. Now we are getting the count because how many records we are going to get this from the sheet. So how many we are going to read. So the based on that we are going to loop it. Just check how many counts are coming. Oh, is a problem files. So it's unable to pick it up. It looks like the file doesn't exist. I need to check whether the I have created in a right folder structure the files. It looks like some problem and the resources not created. So I'm going to create again. Okay, still problem. Okay. Yep. Let me run it now. Yeah, it's printing the file. It's picked up. Yeah, the number of rows also printed. I can able to print. Now I'm going to do it to a second file. So instead of reading as file name, and I'm going to take a string array which list all of the files now here. But just consider about the whatever the files we just here is hard coding because it's only two files. But in a real time scenario, you need to give the dynamic path to read the files. So it can be any path. It's a Unix folder structure, and then you need to write the code for it to connect this Unix system, and then through JDBC, and then connect them. Once it is established the connection, then do the rest of the code here, including the path. So I'm just looping the file name. So I'll loop with the file names here to read the input stream, because I can create a separate file to decouple that, but it's like excessive code. So the decoupling is fine for each reading Excel one file. Decoupling is fine, but here just do a efficient way of we are using it in a same day same loop for picking up the input stream from the each file. Check them now. So I have added both the files. I'll check them. whether it's able to retrieve both the files or not. Okay, again it's a problem. So it looks like the file not found in the second file. Let me check whether I copied the second one as well. So okay, it's a problem with the naming extension. The file extension is xlx. Just you use the wrong extension. Yeah, I'm able to retrieve the count for both the Excel sheets. I'm taking map, double, and array list um, because it's the one map will contain the array list of, and in a map the key value is the amount and it contains the other list of values. So it will be easy for me to compare two maps. That's why I'm creating one generic array list into the map. So sheet one is something like which has a acts as a virtual, and the sheet two will have the actual count. So that's why I'm creating two maps of sheet one and sheet two. So sheet one will have the actual content, and sheet two will have the, it will counting the whatever sheet one have that and passing into the sheet two. So I'm keeping sheet one because it have any manipulations. So you'll have the actual data into the sheet one. So sheet one, sheet two will have the after have the data, and it has a count will be there in sheet two. So I just making a clearer like what is sheet one and sheet two it contains. I'm looping to the rows. What are the rows we selected? Here I'm getting the row here, passing R and get the XSSF row. It contains the first row of the Excel sheet. The row contains here is a logic is like first check the sheet one contains the value. If doesn't contain, I'm making if condition, if else. So this is the logic I'm going to build. If contains one sheet and doesn't contain another sheet. Retrieving the amount here. And the match, skew match. Right now I'm assuming the amount is a numeric cell, but in we will I'm going to explain about why I'm taking the numeric cell here. So later. Now here is actual data which I'm declaring, initializing it here. Amount 0 and ID associated to this one is 0. Here is a condition as explained before, like just comparing the condition. If the map one sheet one map exist is one if condition, else doesn't exist another else condition. So this is the way I need to build a logic here. I'm using array list and get the size here and then pass the count as into the hash map. This is what that's why I just build a array list and get the size here. Now sheet 1 will have the amount and the size. Here is else condition. Just let me check whether it's working or not. So big. Yeah, this loop is also correct. The build logic also correct. Let's check print for printing the map here for each key value. Yeah, I can able to print. I can able to read both of them. Basically, I want to capture the result of the each file. So I'll take as a global map, which I can do that actual comparison because it's reading the loop and capture the as first map and second map to compare it. So I'll capture both the maps here. So during for loop, yeah, let's format the code. It's little confusing. Yep. Here I got both of them and need to compare both of them. So whether I'm checking whether all both are equal. The method which runs the map of uh, the double or double and then a string which has the actual result. It's entry set, stream, collect. So just compare and capturing collectors dot to map from key value. Got the key now and the value. Yeah, the method is ready now. So I'm going, yeah, and now I'm going to return it thus and change the return type to map double boolean, because the boolean will have the result and double will have the amount. Now we are going to write down, we are going to invoke the actual method and return the result. I'm calling this method. passing the result into this method and result 2. So earlier we stored this the file name, and the same way we are retrieving, okay, and with the file name. The way everything is same, but the only thing is the location and path is different that based on the environment. Yeah, so we are going to print the result now. We are printing the final result now. Yeah, so I we got the values. The first two are true, third one is false because the 40 will have the difference of records. So this is the way how we are going to compare, and but it can be a different methods also, but this is one of the method which it can be compared. First row has the value, first sheet has the values and second sheet has the values, and after that you have a final result to compare it. But here it's a two columns and two this few rows and two columns, but it in a actual scenarios it's like more than 10 to 15 columns you need to read, and 5 MB 10 MB data of the data to be loaded in the. So so it's the way it's picking up has to be fast and then do the manipulations. And also in interview or also ask some modification of this, like in case of a date or cell values or different values, something sometimes it returns true string, or the format of this one is can be a cannot be always a number. It can be a text, it can be a date, it can be anything. So if that's the case, so generally we do that, like switch functionality, like whether and get the cell type is equal to is a numeric and go for a numeric. If it is cell type is to the string, go for a numeric, and it is a default one, or it can be a date. After getting the numeric it's a date or not. And if the format of this one, it can be changed to local for a dates for a this uh, but here it's is only the here numeric part, so it will get the numeric part of this and we'll do the manipulations. If else, but I use a if else because I in my case it's a numeric and string, but it is in actual scenario it can be a number string or date, or it can be a empty, it can be a anything. So if we can be form also we can take it up. Oh, okay. Get string value. Okay, this is we have to use for string. So this is the way we need to do that. Once we declare the variable base, according to that we need to get the value from the Excel sheet. So it's the way it's like first we'll have taken two dummy sheets and capture the by each file input stream and get this input stream and then compare it and publish the results. This is the way of how we are doing it. And finally printing the result. Yeah, so this is the way we'll publish the report. I hope you like this video, and if you have any questions, please message me and I'm trying to answer it as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.